Oh no, I've wet my pants. They're covered in mud. Hello and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the glorious British countryside. As you can see, it's glorious British weather today, and I'm here to ride some sloppy trails. But I've also had a bit of an epiphany in terms of my riding kit as well, so I've got a surprise to share with you. Let's go ride some trails. I always love finding time to go on a spur of the moment ride, but it appears that I left the house in a bit of a hurry today. So for some reason I'm wearing odd gloves today. On my left I've got my 100% Brisker, and on the right I've got my Ajax from Odyssey Activewear. They're literally just the first two gloves I picked out of the bag. I'm lucky I've got a left and a right, to be honest. But I'm not going to let a little wardrobe malfunction spoil my day. So despite my odd gloves, I headed out onto the trails and dropped into my first descent. This is a very steep and loose trail, but it follows a well-ridden line down through the trees. Today the corners aren't solid and there's lots of slippery sniper roots hiding. For the first trail of the day, this is a strong undertaking, but I'm always keen for a challenge. Oh, had to dab then. As soon as you come out of the woods, the trail opens out, and now you get to see these trail conditions a bit more clearly. Yes, it's a wet one out here, and it's pretty cold too. On the sections of sandy dirt like this, the riding's good, but I'll just have to watch out for the slippery sections, the odd sloppy corner, and the inevitable freezing cold puddles. Nice. Yeah, that was a good one, short, steep and sweet. What a great trail to start the day. Time to find another. So before I ride this next trail, let me tell you about my little revelation. So I've always been a shorts rider. Summer, winter, snow, sleet, whatever. I've always ridden in shorts. I find them really nice and manoeuvrable, breathable. I can put my pads underneath. This year has been a particularly cold year, so I've gone and got myself some trousers. Check these bad boys out. These are the Shield trousers from Odyssey Activewear. I've been riding these for the last couple of months, and I can honestly tell you they're an absolute game changer. I was always worried about switching from shorts to trousers because I thought they might be quite restricting or, you know, hamper my movement, but actually they've been brilliant. So these are really stretchy. They've got great features, like they're light, they've got adjustable waistbands, zippy pockets, so you're not going to, you know, drop your keys all over the trail. I've got my pads on underneath and they don't feel tight or restricting, and of course they're keeping the mud off my legs and some of it out of my shoes and things as well. So I'm an absolute convert in terms of trousers. These things are brilliant. So as we go through today, I'll keep you updated on how they go, but 100% would recommend. Right, let's hit this trail. Now, wearing trousers for riding is not a new thing. In fact, many of you have been wearing them for decades, so I'm just a late adopter to this rather obvious piece of clothing. But in all honesty, up until now, I haven't really had a pair of riding trousers that fitted me very well. They either seem really stiff or just too heavy. I tried a couple of brands, but ended up sending them back. I want to be comfy and manoeuvrable when I ride, and these trousers are exactly that for me. So back on the trail, and I've found another twisty, muddy line in the woods. I love this type of close quarters riding, where you're cruising along and avoiding all the trees. With the riding surface being a mixture of rutted puddles or slippery mud, it's actually hard trying to maintain a decent speed, especially on some of the tight corners or flatter ground, but that's half the fun on a trail like this. This kind of winter riding really helps make you a much better rider when the summer finally comes around again. But you do have to prepare for riding in these conditions, and it's not just your clothing. The mud gets all in your chain, your cassette, your gears, it makes your brakes perform weirdly, and the cold also drains GoPro battery. So I plan to show you as many trails as I can today before both of my batteries inevitably die. Nice. That was a good trail. So the mud is out in force today. As you can see, my bike's taking a good caking, as have my trousers and shoes so far. But no time to rest. Let's hit another trail. One thing that definitely happens when you're riding in conditions like this is that your gears get fully gunked up. I mean, there's so much mud and stuff down in my gears and my brakes and everywhere that, yeah, I'm not surprised they're skipping and making a noise. So this is a trail I think I've ridden before. It was about a year and a half, maybe even 2 years ago, before they did all the tree felling. And what that trail was has just been ripped apart and replaced with whatever's there now. In these conditions with the wind and the sort of sloppy terrain, I have no idea what condition this trail is going to be in. So
Only one way to find out.
So what I do remember about this trail is that it's a long winding track that used to zip between the trees. I can imagine that things have probably changed slightly with the felling, so we'll see what we find. As you can see, the sections that have been felled are a bit of a boggy mess, but the short stints in the sections with the trees gives you a little idea of what this trail used to be like. Although this is a descent trail, things are more flowing up the top here, so ample pedalling will be needed. Think of this as an enduro stage, where there's a mixture of steeper and flatter sections, both requiring fitness and decent bike skills. Once you leave the intermittently felled sections, you make your way along the crest of the hillside. The trail starts to pick up a bit more speed when you get down here, and the line starts to wiggle around a bit more too. This section is also home to a couple of small jumps.
Nice.
These are in good condition with nice easy landings. The perfect thing to make a trail like this a bit more involved. With natural trails, features can change from week to week, let alone a year or two since I last came down here, so it's worth being a bit cautious on your first run down, especially where these man-made features are involved. As the trail turns down into the valley, it gets a bit steeper, but the ground is very loose down here, so the riding surface isn't totally to be trusted.
Bit of a sketchy moment there. Horse getting loose. Oh.
Now that was great fun. Awesome.
Oh. That was good. Definitely a couple of sketchy moments. Let's find the next one. I have to say, I do notice a difference between these two gloves. And I mean, I've worn both of these separately for a little while now, and they're both great. But this one's definitely pinching me a bit more. I can definitely feel my pads, you know, the pads of my hands just hurt a little bit more than they do with the Odyssey glove. So that's interesting. I mean, yeah, it's not something you would notice before unless you've ever worn odd gloves like I am, but yeah, really good to know. Yeah, I'm impressed with the Ajax. My bike is looking disgusting, but luckily I've got my shield trousers from Odyssey Activewear, keeping my Legos warm. But since I'm already muddy, might as well ride another trail.
And I got exactly the right one in mind, but getting there was a bit of a challenge in itself.
Go around that one.
Not the easiest transition ever, but I eventually found what I was looking for.
So I think I found the entrance to a pretty cool trail just down here. It's got a bit of an awkward entrance to it. It's a really tight right-hander, so let's see if I can make that and then explore the rest of this trail. There we go. Tight right-hander. Yeah, even with my busted brakes, that was good. Then it's a bit of a left here, and then a drop. Nice.
But after hitting the drop, something terrible happened. My blooming GoPro batteries died.
So, a testament to how cold it is, my GoPro battery just died on that last trail. Real shame, because it was an amazing trail too, so I'll have to come back and show you guys it again another time.
Wait a second, let me hit the pause button for a sec. So this isn't the first video where my GoPro batteries have died mid-ride and we've missed out on a bit of trail. So you'll be happy to hear I've just invested in a brand new GoPro Hero 13. So now, bigger batteries, longer run time, improved footage. Awesome. Right, back to the video. But yeah, I'm amazed. The Odyssey Activewear trousers have been an absolute game changer for the sloppy weather today. They're going to be a staple part of my riding kit from now on. But thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and I'll see you down in the comments.